I woke up to the sound of morning birds and the shuffling of feet. When I opened my eyes, I found Ilrin checking over the camp.
Well, good morning, sunshine. Didn't feel like sleeping in today?
No, I wanted to see your pretty face.
It's lucky I got any sleep out here.
Oh, roughing it every now and again is good for you. It builds some character. Plus, it really makes you appreciate those days where you have a roof over your head.
By the end of this, I should be full of character then. Maybe my expectations are too high, but I'm going to try to stick to a bed, at the very least.
Suit yourself. Since you're up, how about you go wake up your little posse?
One at a time, I woke up the other three. Leo grumbled and told me it was too early. Fawn got up with no issue, and Sign clung to me when I poked at him, to Fawn's chagrin. I approached Soren quietly, but then realized that it didn't matter how loud I was. He wasn't going to wake up anytime soon, after all. His chest softly rose and fell, stuck in that eternal slumber. At least he was alive. Hold on, Soren.
All right, it's about time we left. Otherwise, we'll just be wasting daylight. Come on, Leos, don't look so down. If you're really that tired, I can give you a piggyback.
Ooh.
Or would you prefer princess style?
I prefer for you to disappear from my sight and never come back. I see you're not taking my preferences into account.
I'll be out of your hair soon enough. Being stranded out here wasn't my choice, you know.
We found our way back to the overgrown path and continued onwards. The red of the woods went on for as far as the eye could see. Does this truly lead to Sid Kayam?
How far are we from Sid Kayam?
If we continue at this speed, we should be there by tomorrow morning.
Think of it positively. Just one more night out here and then we'll be there.
Yippee.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad.
Maybe not for you, but my legs might fall off. Rain, carry me before I die of exhaustion.
Are you kidding me? We only just started walking.
My fragile, delicate body isn't used to bushwhacking. Rain!
Just for a little bit.
Damn. I knelt down and he climbed onto my back, his arms around my neck.
Oh, poor baby Synaculus. Are those short legs tired?
Nah, it's my ass from the Rain gave it last night.
Sign, you can't say that on YouTube.
What? Oh my.
No, Varys, I was with you all night. Don't believe it. Leos's mouth was a perfect circle at Sign's statement.
Sign? You shouldn't lie like that!
You're right. I'm fine even after.
Sign!
Fine. Yes, it's my short little legs that are tired. Sadly, the was only in my dreams.
Oh, okay. He cuddled my head in close to him, attracting the angry gazes of both Fawn and Leos.
No one wants to hear that shit from you. Keep it to yourself.
Hey, Rain might. He's plenty interested in me.
Only because we're currently doing your route. Anyway, the bickering continued for a while before dying out. We walked for a few hours until the sun was high in the sky. After a while, Sign got bored of being carried and decided that annoying Leos and Fawn was more fun. It is, to be fair. The sunlight was warm and comforting, but the air was still crisp. The frosty breeze still blew through the treetops, rustling leaves. The path was rocky and uneven, making even walking more difficult. I looked down towards Varys. Apparently he's shorter. He wasn't even wearing shoes, so how is he not struggling? Actually, not wearing shoes is a little strange.
Can I ask you a question, Varys?
Of course.
Why don't you wear any shoes?
That's because...
Wow, you haven't heard?
What?
It's the hottest trend in Sid Kayam, you know.
Oh my
It's
god.
a sign of strength. Nothing can beat you. Not the rocks in the road, or the cold, or those tiny steps you never seem to notice and bang your toes on.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, really?
It's true. All the hottest guys in
Yeah.
Zidkam are rocking it. Alas, I don't think I could do it. But you should try it out, Rain.
Hell yeah, 100%, absolutely.
Then, why are you wearing shoes, Elron?
Me? I'm not brave enough. I don't think I could withstand the responsibility of being the strongest, most strapping man alive.
You're so right.
Varys is tough enough for the both of us.
Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Leos eyeing up his boots. He reached down with one hand, but decided against removing them.
I don't think I'm as strong as you, Varys. I hope one day I'll be able to take off my shoes too.
Yeah. You do that, Rain.
This sounds kind of...
Shh, you. Don't spoil the fun.
Oh, on another note, there's actually something else I wanted to ask. You mentioned that something had happened to force most of the gods down to Vidus, right?
Mhm.
What exactly happened?
Have you ever heard of the Aurelian War? It sprung about when the king of Sigcaum outlawed the speaker in the Aurelian religion.
Oh, the sign mentioned something about that. That the crown prince and the speaker left Sidcaeum and formed Aurelia Cavella secretly.
Mhm.
That's right. Before then, the Aurelian religion was spread over all of Vidus, but once it was made illegal, anyone found practicing it was punished severely. When the speaker left Sidcaum, he took with him the only way to contact and speak to the gods. We had a choice to make. Leave with him and be trapped inside of Aurelia Cavella and live? Or stay on the outside with no believers? As you know, having no believers means death. Most of us went. Some of us decided to risk it and stay to watch over Vidus. With no followers, we lost our power and fell to the mortal realm, taking bodies where we could find them, or choosing to die. You already know what happened after that. Many of us were found and killed. Some were tortured and experimented on. And some went on to live human lives, blending in with society. We're all still trying to find our purpose.
Then, the speaker does speak to the gods? I was starting to doubt him.
That's right. Although, I imagine they're not all too pleased with being stuck inside of Aurelia Cavella all this time. He wouldn't have an easy time controlling them.
Why does he keep them trapped there? Why not let them go?
I don't know. I've never met your speaker, and I haven't been able to contact any of my fellow gods trapped there. In 500 years, anything could have changed. He was always meant to be our connection, our lifeline to mortals. It's sad that we lost that. Although, now that I can actually talk to you all, that's nice too. Rain, may I ask you a question?
Huh? Of course.
If I asked you to return to Aurelia Cavella right now and stay there your whole life, would you? You'd never be able to speak with FAWN, or Sign, or any of the people you've met, ever again.
But we could still talk to Leos. I banged my hand against the table.
Would you want that?
I never felt trapped, you know?
Mm.
We didn't know any better, but now, if I was asked to return now, aware of everything going on, out of my reach, I wouldn't be able to.
He smiled at me again.
That's right. I'm sure that's how they feel too. They've been cut off from everything they loved, everything they watched over. If I were them, I would be making my anger known.
How?
Simple things. Making the wind blow just a little bit less, the soil less fertile. Things that, over time, would force people to act.
That's...
Not so different to what it's been like for the last few years. Okay, I want to get this straight. You're saying that a bunch of gods are trapped inside Aurelia Cavella, desperate to escape, and are trying to make our lives a living hell.
Yeah. That's a fair bit of it.
It's the only way for their voices to be heard.
What stops everyone from believing in them out here?
Well, some remain, secretly worshipping their favorite god, but not many.
My family, once upon a time, we worshipped a god too. But my parents always told us to never speak to anyone about it.
We don't. In Sid Cam, it's practically suicide to follow any gods, both socially and literally.
If the speaker is truly what he says he is after all, then my fate has to be correct, right? I was starting to think that maybe what he told me wasn't true, that my judgment was actually a lie. That I could amount to something. But that doesn't matter. Gods, people just like Varys, are stuck in there against their will, and the speaker knows this. He knows, but leaves them trapped.
I don't like the look in your eyes. Don't try to get involved with something that has nothing to do with you.
Does it have nothing to do with me at this point? I want to help them. Maybe somehow we'd be able to.
Take one step at a time, Rain. It's admirable, but you should try to solve your own mysteries.
Yeah, that is fair.
Freeing them will be no easy feat, even if we somehow manage to find Aurelia Cavella. I don't know how you'd go about letting them out.
I know exactly where it is, though.
That's not the problem. It's surrounded by an unnatural mist that serves to keep out strangers.
I came across that too. I was following the river, and then found myself back at my house in a daze. I had no memory of it.
Mm-hmm.
Then even returning home one day will be impossible?
Nothing is impossible, but just focus on one thing at a time, or you'll find yourself tripping up. You need to find Caspian, right?
That's right. That's step one. Then we'll work out the rest as we go.
That's right.
Oh. From the branch of a tree, a small yellow bird flew out and landed on Varys' shoulder. In an instant, FAWN was at his side.
You know, one of the best things about having a human body? I can be the one doing the petting.
He reached up and gently stroked the bird's head and beak, and it tweeted happily.
It's a little sad, though. The older I became and the more I grew up, the less people around me wanted to be pet.
Mm-hmm.
Aw, I'm sure if you asked nicely, lots of people would gladly let you pet them.
Oh, you should try asking Ilron.
Me? Oh, Varys, would you be kind enough to give me a pat on the head?
Of course.
He reached up and smoothed down Ilrin's messy hair.
What about you, Rain? Fawn? You too?
We both lowered our heads, and Varys gently patted our heads. If I had to guess what I'd be doing today, being pet by a god wouldn't have been my first idea.
Leos?
Yeah, no thanks.
Would you rather Rain do it?
Ooh, woo.
What? No, of course not. Well, I mean, unless he wants to.
Ooh, me too. I want a pat.
Of course you do. Fawn glanced at me and then back to the ground a couple of times, trying to get my attention.
Do you want one too, Fawn?
Yes.
I could practically see his tail wagging happily. He was like a little puppy.
You know, you act like an obnoxious prick, but you're pretty whipped around this guy, huh? What do you owe him?
Damn.
The irony of that coming from you is hilarious.
Oh, no, Leos, you got it wrong. I know what's up with them.
Okay, let's go, Rain. What's up?
They're married.
Yeah.
What? You're badly mistaken. We're friends, just friends.
Not if I have anything to say about it. Give me a few more hours.
Rain, you're very sweet, but the two of us, yes, we're just friends.
Seriously, a god and a human? Oh, that would be an accident waiting to happen, right?
No. He watched Varys out of the corner of his eye.
That's right. It would never work.
No.
And do I look like the type to settle down and get married?
Yes.
Don't be stupid.
You're right. Sorry. I just assumed from the way you two act around each other. Guess I was wrong.
The conversation dwindled out awkwardly, and Ilrin walked slightly ahead, leading us even though the path only went in one direction. Time passed slowly, and soon the sun had already begun its descent into the horizon. We found another place to rest for the night quickly.
Oh, I'm starving.
Me too.
I wish I had something to give you.
I'll go hunt us something to eat for dinner. I do it all the time.
Let me come help you.
You three should stay here. I don't want any missing children reports while I'm gone, okay?
Okay. He gently leant Soren's body against the tree before turning around and leaving with Varys in tow, sinking into the growing shadows. He still looked like he was sleeping, but if he woke up here where negative emotions could be amplified, that would be disastrous.
Ugh, good riddance. Might finally be able to have some peace and quiet.
Aw, FAWN. You should have offered to go with them. He'd be great at hunting animals.
I don't hunt them. I couldn't.
What, are you a vegetarian or something?
I'll eat it if it's offered to me, but it's not my first choice. And I could never kill one myself.
Huh. Well, here I thought you'd make an amazing serial killer. Hidden behind that cute exterior could be something wild.
Yeah.
That's not funny. I'm not a murderer.
Oh, but imagine if you were. The clash between your looks and your secret personality. Ooh, it sounds so sexy.
Do you think death is funny? Do you think that's something to joke about? If you have nothing better to do, go bug someone else.
He turned away from Sign, anger passing over his face. Before now, I'd never seen him so abrupt. He was usually all ums and ahs and never spoke up for himself. It was just Sign, I think. He knew how to push people's buttons.
Fine, fine. I can tell when I'm not wanted. Rain, you'll talk to me, right?
Of course.
Of course. Whatever you want.
I'm gonna get some fresh air.
Yeah, go ahead. Without giving us time to object, he disappeared into the trees.
I'll go find him.
No, stay here. I moved to stand, but Sign put out a hand in front of me.
Let me. I'll go find him.
Go for it, yeah.
Oh. Well, okay. If you really want to.
He rushed off in the direction that FAWN went, a smile on his face.
Was that really a good idea?
Absolutely not, but now we're alone together. Ooh.
What do you mean?
FAWN hates that guy. Don't you see how he talks to him, how he looks at him? He wants nothing more than for him to disappear. I'm not convinced yet, but if the legends about this place are true, they're the last two you should be leaving alone together.
Don't be stupid. Sign would never hurt FAWN. I'm sure of it.
I mean, I'm sure of that too.
That's not what I meant.
Daddy's bringing home the bacon!
Hell yeah, let's go! Ilrin and Varys appeared again, one holding a couple of rabbits and the other with an armful of wood and kindling.
There's something really disturbing about you calling yourself Daddy.
No, don't say that, Rain.
Where'd the twerps go? Didn't I tell you guys to stay put?
FAWN went for some fresh air, and Sign went to get him.
Some fresh air whilst we're outside, right. Well, the smell of the food should bring them back pretty quickly.
I looked back out in the direction the two of them went a few moments ago, while Ilrin lit a fire and began preparing the meat.
You think FAWN would hurt him? There's no way. He couldn't even harm a fly.
You're so right, Rain.
I'm not so sure.
Ah!
Out of the darkness, Sign sped into the camp, panting. I jumped to my feet and caught him in my arms, ooh, woo, before he could collapse.
What's wrong? Are you okay?
He's insane. He's a maniac. He's going to... He wants to...
Before I play out the rest of this scene, Sign, I need you to know right now, look me in the eyeballs. You said he'd be sexy.
Slow down and explain it to me properly.
I just wanted to tease him a little, you know? But he went ballistic.
Do you really think this is the time or place to be working someone up?
I didn't think he was actually taking it personally. I just wanted to have some fun.
You know, he's a lot tougher than he looks. He just bottles it up when he's angry. I thought he was weak at first, but he's proved that he can hold his own. I wouldn't mess with him personally.
Elrin stood from his spot, leaving the food unprepared. He turned and spoke quietly to Varys for a moment.
I'll go get him. We don't want him getting lost.
I don't think we have that problem. What? He's here? And he has his angry sprite on that I've been low-key talking to you guys about this entire playthrough. That's crazy, the murder in his eyes. A swirl of blue whirled into the camp, straight towards us. He pulled the knife out of the rabbit's back and held it out in front of him. His eyes were hollow, empty, a look I'd never seen before, so different from the kind, shy fawn that I knew. He walked towards Sign, whose face had morphed into a mask of terror. In an instant, both Leos and I had jumped in front of him with our arms spread out to protect him.
Fawn, wait a minute. What are you doing? Put that down!
There's no need for this. Calm down and we can talk it out, yeah?
No! No, I won't calm down! He deserves everything that's coming to him! I'll kill him right here! His blood can still get to the roots around us and feed the trees! He'll die here!
Stop! That's not how you really feel. You're letting it get to you.
Try to calm down, okay? We can work this out without any violence or bloodshed.
His face became angrier and angrier, and the campfire flames became wilder, echoing his emotions. Elrin whispered to Varys again, who turned towards Fawn.
Fawn, please put that down. Sign means you no harm, and you don't want to hurt him.
Fawn took a few steps towards us, towards Sign. He yelped and sunk back further, terrified.
Ever since you first turned up, I knew you were trouble. You only want to take Rain away and hurt him. You don't care about him, or any of us. Only yourself. You're a narcissistic, useless, spoiled brat who wants to dirty everything he sees. The only way you'd be useful is 6 feet under the ground, feeding the earth!
No, I'm...
Shut up! Don't you dare speak to me! You have no right!
The fire sprung to life, spreading menacing shadows all around us. Elrin waved at Leos from behind Fawn. He nodded towards him and motioned to grab him on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. They all sprung on him.
Get off of me! I said, get off! Or I'll hurt you too!
Even with both Elrin and Leos pinning him to the ground, Fawn struggled and tossed around, close to breaking loose.
Rain, there's a bottle in my back pocket. Quick, get it and pour it down his throat.
Oh no, I'm lost. What's this instead? And just squeeze his butt.
What?
No! There's no time for you to be indecisive!
I quickly dug around in Elrin's back pocket and found a single vial of an unknown substance. Fawn thrashed around, screaming and cursing. I'm so sorry, Fawn. I hope this will help. I knelt down beside him, forced his mouth open, and poured the contents in. His eyes were filled with loathing, and seeing them directed at me, it hurt. Only a moment later, his head lolled to the side and he stopped fighting against us.
Well, he's a lot stronger than I expected. Lucky I got some help with that one.
His chest rose and fell softly, and his face finally cleared of its angry expression. He was sleeping like an angel.
You wouldn't guess it from his small frame, but he packs a serious punch.
Sign still stood stuck in place, looking down at the unconscious FAWN.
Don't let it get to you. The Amaranth grab onto people that are full of anger and easily swayed. And both of those things apply to FAWN. He wasn't himself.
Of course. I know that.
Listen, I know that Sign's really scared of this. And that he wasn't expecting this to happen. He didn't mean for this to happen, and all that. I am also kind of like, listen. You look at all the things that you have been doing since you were introduced. It's kind of your fault, but also, like, should I say this? I think this is a good learning experience. We'll say that. I can't believe that just happened. Can a forest influence someone that much? Is it truly the work of some lingering god? The disconnect between the FAWN I knew and the FAWN I just saw was too much.
What did I give to him?
Poison, he's going to die soon.
It's just a sleeping decoction. You'll be out cold for a while, but it's not harmful. He probably needs the time to cool off.
A little bit. I gently picked him up and moved him closer to the fire so he wouldn't be cold during the night. He just said he needed to cool off. His hair was wild, filled with leaves and dirt from the scuffle. I pulled out what I could and turned back to the group.
At least there'll be no need to keep watch tonight.
What? Why?
The only two dangerous people in the group are out cold. And I don't think any of us are up for a fight after seeing that. Tonight, we just rest.
Yippee! Rest of the night held little talk. Ilrin and Varys kept to themselves. Sign refused to speak, and Leos nodded off early into the night. I tossed and turned, unable to find sleep. There was just too much to think about, and I was worried about FAWN. Eventually, sleep found me, and I was whisked away into another silent, empty dream. In the middle of the night, two men sat leaning against a tree, watching over the camp. One with his arms behind his head, quietly whistling, and the other with his hands together in his lap, humming along.
You said no one had to keep watch, but really what you meant was you be doing it.
Of course. Ilrin's eyes drifted to Varys. The warm, flicking light of the fire and the cool silver light of the moon lit up his fair skin and accentuated his delicate features. Ooh. His face was a mask of serenity, with a hint of a smile in the corners of his eyes. He's enjoying this somehow. All this activity. Compared to usual, this is much more lively.
Someone has to make sure none of them run off or injure themselves. You'd think they were a group of teenagers with the drama they cause.
It was certainly an eventful night, but with so many strong personalities in one place, something was bound to break down eventually. It all worked out fine, but I worry about the aftermath. I hope I'll be able to reconcile.
If I know anything, I think they will. I've seen some CGs.
There's not much to reconcile. They barely liked each other from the get-go by the sound of it. Oh well, who knows? It's not my problem.
Varys reached up and swept some of his peachy locks behind his ear. When he blinked, his long, dark eyelashes brushed against his pale skin in stark contrast to one another.
You already care about them more than you want to admit, it seems.
Purely for selfish reasons. I want their
Mhm.
secrets. I'm sure they'll be the key to getting you into Aurelia Cavella. For now, we'll play it quiet and help them with Soren. Later, we get what we want from them.
You make it sound very methodical, but I don't disagree.
You should get some sleep. I'm fine keeping an eye out myself.
I'd rather stay here with you, actually.
Ooh.
And I'm not tired, but I feel like I should be. Honestly, even now, I can still feel Nox's energy coursing through my body, from the top of my head all the way to my toes. It feels wrong.
There's something I wanted to ask you about. If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine too, and I'll respect that. It's something I already had an inkling about, but I could never find the right time to bring it up. When Nox mentioned what he'd gone through, you said that something similar happened to you. I don't want to overstep any boundaries, but
I thought you knew this.
No, it's fine. You know I'll share anything with you. It was a long time ago now, but my body still feels it as if it were yesterday. I was staying by the Cape of Snowdon, in the city of Lasmere, several years after my parents passed away. Have you heard of Lasmere?
a little. They used to be known for their research into medicine, if I remember correctly. They were always at the forefront in that field.
Varys smiled softly, sadly.
Yes, that's right. The king of Sidcaeum commissioned the local lord to do this research after the Aurelian War, to show people that they needn't hold any faith in the gods, just science and technology. After my parents passed, I thought I could pass on the knowledge that they left with me and help to make the world a better place. So, I traveled to Lasmere and spent a few years teaching and healing. It was peaceful for a time. It seems that the peace can never last for people like us, though. Someone accused me of being a witch, and I was immediately detained within Lasmere's dungeon. Things they did in there were horrific, to say the least. They may have made progress in medicine by leaps and bounds, but at what cost? I wonder just how much they learned from my pain.
I didn't know. Why didn't you try to escape?
I would have. I wanted to. But I learned of the other prisoners. They weren't like me. They weren't gods or demons or witches or any of the other things humans are so quick to fear. They were normal people. Some of them were children of the detainees or orphans with no home to return to. I never saw their faces, but I heard their screams and pleas. I felt their souls screaming out for a savior. I can't even begin to explain how much pain I went through. But hearing their screams, the screams of the children begging for their parents, was worse. I couldn't just leave them there. No one else would have helped them. When I escaped, I made sure that research facility would never be able to be used again. The Lord didn't live much longer, and anyone that dared to touch any of those prisoners also met unfortunate ends. It's not something I'm proud of, but it's not something I regret either.
Yet his body was completely immaculate. If he was anything but a god, it would be covered in scars. Instead, they hide where my eyes can't find them, hidden below layers of composure. Varys.
What do you think? It doesn't make me much better than Nox, does it? I might justify it to myself. But does the reason for murder make the act condonable?
Don't compare yourself to him. The two of you are nothing alike. That was all Nox knew. He killed for revenge, for pleasure, for fun. There's a difference between that and protecting innocent lives. Maybe I'm not the best judge. I have plenty of blood on my hands myself. But I wouldn't have done anything different if I was in your shoes.
Thank you, Ilron. I wasn't looking for validation or sympathy, but I'm happy that you'll still accept me, flaws and all. You know, you've grown a lot since we first met.
Ooh, whoa. Tell me more.
I was a reckless, hot-headed kid back then. It's kind of embarrassing, really. I'd rather forget it.
Can I see the CG? I want to see him.
You were brash, but it was endearing in its own way. The you from back then wouldn't have accepted me so easily.
It's thanks to you, you know. If you weren't there...
You would have been fine either way. You have a good head on your shoulders and a stout heart.
No.
Even once I'm gone, you'll be all right.
Varys's serene expression slipped for a moment before melding into a soft, comfortable smile. One he always did when he wanted to put someone at ease.
You know, I'd help you even if it took a whole lifetime. I'd go anywhere for you. Do anything you needed me to.
I wouldn't ask that of you, but I appreciate the sentiment. You have your own life to live outside of me. I've already taken 7 years from you, which is unforgivable.
You can take all the rest of them, too. That's right. This can't last forever. He doesn't want it to either. To him, my life will pass by in the blink of an eye.
Of course. I think we're getting closer anyway, so you'll have to deal with me for a little bit longer.
Varys giggled softly, placing his hand on Elrond's shoulder, squeezing.
I think I can do that.
The two continued watching over the camp for a few more hours before falling asleep, side by side.
Oi. Rain. Wake up.
I really thought I was gonna get talked to in my sleep. No, I miss her. I sat up from where I slept and stretched out my shoulders. The firm, icy forest floor wasn't doing much for my poor back.
It's not like you to be up first.
Up first. I barely slept. Not that I want to be picky or anything, but this isn't exactly the most luxurious place we've had the pleasure of staying at.
I'm not sure any of the other places we stayed have been particularly luxurious. I mean, Soren's mansion was amazing, but...
Yeah, I know what you mean. Anyway, it's about time we got moving. Elrond and Varys just went to scout around. Fawn's still out cold, and Sign, he's been sitting over there by himself. He hasn't said a word to me this morning.
That's very unlike him.
He still seems pretty shaken about what happened. Hey, why don't you go and try talking to him?
Of course, yeah. I turned my eyes to where Sign sat. He stared down at the ground, a neutral expression on his face. I approached him slowly and waved to get his attention.
Hey, Sign. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm doing fine.
You seem a little...
You should go check on him. He hasn't moved since last night.
He nodded to where FAWN was still lying by the burnt-out fire. It was true that he hadn't moved a muscle.
All right. Come get me if you need anything, okay?
Yeah.
I found my way to FAWN, placing my hand on his cheek. He felt cool to the touch, but that wasn't too surprising. It was absolutely freezing out here all night. His chest rose and fell softly, so he was breathing fine. I wanted to find somewhere else for him to rest, but it would have to wait. It's not much further now.
He's still out cold, I see. I'm not surprised.
Oh, Ilron, you're here. When will he wake up?
Probably later tonight. That stuff was pretty strong, but not strong enough to knock someone out for days. Oh, we'll have to carry him, too.
Of course, yeah. We'll just add him onto the pile. He approached Soren and, with Varys's help, put him over his shoulder.
Pass him up to me. I can carry both of them for a while.
Heck yeah, strong.
No need. I'll take him.
That's nice.
Oh, worried I'll bite?
Wordlessly, Leos picked Fawn up in his arms. When is it my turn? It made him look small, fragile. Leos looked down at him with his brows pulled together.
He weighs nothing, and you already have someone to carry. I'll take care of him.
I couldn't help but smile at him. When they first met, he was at Fawn's throat, but he's grown a lot already.
An extra body will slow us down a little, so I don't see us arriving before nightfall. And that's only if we leave now and keep up a steady pace. Are you ready to leave?
Yeah, let's go.
Elrin kicked out the smoldering remains of the fire and turned to leave. Sign stayed seated, oblivious to me calling out to him.
Sign?
Huh?
We're leaving now. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, sure.
He followed me back to the group, and we started on our way back down the beaten track once again. The walk continued like this for a couple of hours, with only small talk between us. Sign walked towards the back of the group, as quiet as a mouse. Fawn and Soren were still out cold, and Varys and Ilrin walked slightly ahead, guiding us. The tension in the air was so thick I wouldn't be surprised if I could cut it with a knife. I was worried about Sign. I'd never seen him so dejected, so quiet. There must be something I can do.
What's the plan when we get to Sidkayam?
If we actually manage to get 2 unconscious people past the guards, I'd say that your first stop should be somewhere decent to rest for the night.
Agreed.
Even finding somewhere to rest will be interesting.
It won't be that bad.
Even after that, I have no clue where to start. How will we find Caspian in such a big city?
Big city would be an understatement. It's the crowning jewel of Vidus, a vast metropolis. One step at a time, Rain.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sure once you're there, many opportunities will present themselves to you.
What about you two?
We have some other business in Sidkayam, so
No.
we'll drop off Soren and find you again later.
You're coming with me, bitch.
It's likely to still be covered in snow, so I'd work on getting some warmer clothes, too. You wouldn't want any limbs falling off.
What about you, Varys? Aren't you freezing?
I'm still not much of a fan of clothes, but Ilron won't let me walk around naked.
And for good reason, too. You'll frighten everyone if you walk around dangling. I have to lug your clothes around everywhere, you know?
I wouldn't mind if you didn't.
Well, I would.
Around us, the visuals were slowly changing. In the distance, icy peaks rose into the sky, and the red of the trees scattered, giving way to white, snow-covered ground, just in time for the sky to turn from a vibrant blue into a deep orange. The air around us was quickly becoming chilly, and I wrapped my arms around myself to try and retain some heat. The immediate difference was astounding. It was absolutely freezing. I started to shiver and noticed most of the others doing the same. Leos pulled Fawn in closer when he shifted. Finally, we passed through the remaining trees and came out in a frozen valley. A river ran through it, and houses were built alongside it. But that's not what first caught my gaze. Built into the mountainside was a marble city, accentuated with golden spires. The buildings rose up into the sky, and the structures were huge, bigger than I'd ever seen before. A large stone path led down to the riverside town, over a bridge and up to the towering gates of Sidkayam. The whole valley was covered in a layer of snow as far as the eye could see.
That's Sidkayam? It's like nothing I've ever seen before.
Finally, I'm nearly home.
It's been a long journey just for you to go home, right? You must be excited to be so close.
It hasn't been long compared to yours, but it's a welcome sight. I want my own bed.
Fawn shifted around in Leos's arms again. Seems like it was finally starting to wear off. Leos set him down and I gently shook his shoulders.
Fawn? Fawn, we're nearly there. Wake up.
Rain? What happened?
You went crazy.
We're okay now. Sid Kayam's finally in sight.
Oh no, I didn't mean...
He looked towards Sign, but he turned away, not making eye contact. FAWN stood up from the ground, facing away from Sign.
So, this is Sid Kayam. Never in my life did I think I'd see such a place. And it's freezing. I can't feel anything.
I looked towards Sign, who was even more quiet than before, then back to FAWN, whose face couldn't hide the disappointment he must have been feeling in himself.
Fawn, how are you feeling? Once you're inside the city, you'll be able to warm up.
Yeah.
I never got the chance to tell you, did I? Your singing is beautiful. It's what led us to you in Stagwitch. Even before I became a god, I've always loved music. Your voice is magical.
Thank you.
In a poof of smoke, Varys's poncho fell to the ground, and a small blue bird landed on FAWN's finger. Oh, that's so cute. He tweeted a few times, hopping up and down. FAWN's face went from surprise to a soft smile, and he gently touched his fingers to Varys's head.
You guys can have your happy reunion later. I'm freezing my balls off out here. Let's go.
The path led us through the frozen valley and the outlying buildings. They were humble compared to the white and gold steeples of the city. The residents watched us out of the corner of their eyes, but I wasn't surprised by that. A large group of underdressed travelers, dirty from days of travel, one with a body over his shoulder. Still, we carried onwards and upwards to the huge gates that marked the entry to Sid Kayam. The setting sun lit up the city, practically making it glow, but only for a moment. The last rays of sunshine fell behind the mountains, and the valley was nearly instantly plunged into darkness. Just before we rounded the corner to be met with the entryway, Ilrin stopped in his tracks.
Wait here.
Where are you going?
To have a little chat with the guards. I'm sure I know them from somewhere.
He walked towards the gates by himself, and I secretly poked my head around the corner to check on him. He pulled the guards to the side and whispered something into their ears for a moment. The guards' faces changed from confused to shocked, and then to horror-stricken. They both nodded and went back to their posts. They were decked out in full suits of plate armor, colored silver and gold. It looked like it was less for protection and more for looks. I had to admit, they did look pretty threatening. Scabbards hung by their sides loosely, the swords probably never removed from their sheaths. Ilrin motioned for us to follow him, and we walked the rest of the way up the path and through the gates. The guards looked away from us as we passed, pretending not to see us. An eagle sat perched on top of the massive gates, as if on guard himself. A large street swept us through the gates and into Sid Kayam. Lanterns lit up every dark corner, and people bustled from place to place. The buildings were pristine, made of white, flawless stone. Even the people looked well polished. Their clothes and hair were done up and with not a single dirty mark. To them, we must have looked. Snow crunched under my boots with every step, but it wasn't too deep yet. Just inside the gates, Ilrin stopped and turned back towards us.
Everyone here looks so...
Fancy? Don't worry, it's not all like this. Sid Kayam has its slums like anywhere else.
Oh, nice. Somewhere you'd fit in.
Damn.
No arguments there. It's been a long few days. I think from here we'll take Soren to our, friend Zarin.
Alone? No, we should come with you too. I don't want to leave Soren.
You're barely standing anymore. Just go find somewhere to rest for the night, and we'll come get you soon to see him again. I promise we won't do anything bad to him.
It's just for now.
Okay.
Ilrin, with Varys on one shoulder and Soren on the other, disappeared down a back alley and left our sight, leaving us alone. FAWN and Sign stood as far away from each other as possible.
Even at night, this city is beautiful. It's like a dream to stand somewhere like this. It's Extravagant, rich, lavish.
We've got a lot going for us here. I'm happy to be home. I'll find somewhere for you three to stay tonight, so don't worry about that.
Yippee!
Does that mean you're leaving?
That's right. It's about time I went home. My parents will be awaiting my return with bated breath, I'm sure.
Yippee! Fawn shuffled even further away, and Leo sighed.
Finally, we can get rid of you. It took us long enough, didn't it?
That's not nice. He's already not feeling well.
Yeah. You never have to see me again.
I'll beat you up. He smiled at us, but it was hollow. It didn't reach his eyes.
Come on, I know just the place.
He turned and led us through the busy streets of Sidkeum. Even as we drifted further and further from the main road we entered on, everyone was still beautifully dressed.
Are we severely underdressed?
You definitely look odd to everyone else, but I wouldn't worry too much. Most people in Sidkeum only care about two things: themselves and gossip. The worst they'll do is tell their friends that a group of stinky, dirty travelers passed by them.
Well, that's not that bad, is it?
Not exactly the reputation I want to have. But no, it's not that bad. Where do you live, Sign? Is it close by?
Further up the mountain. It's still a ways from here.
He led us to a large stone building with a set of open double doors inviting us in. Above, a sign read, Silver Willows.
Before we go in, how long do you plan to be here?
A while.
Well,
We could be here for a while if we're planning to stay until we hear word of Caspian.
Okay, got it. Follow me.
Sign?
Aaron! I was hoping you'd be working here today.
Sign. Your parents were here the other day asking for you. Where have you been?
Not here.
Oh, you know me. Here and there. I'm on my way back now, I promise.
Then what are you doing here?
I've brought 3, friends with me. They're not from around here, so they need somewhere to stay for the next week or so. Do you have any spare rooms?
It's unlike you to be so generous. Well, we do have rooms available, of course.
I'll pay for all 3 up front. Make sure you give them the nice rooms, all right?
Fine, fine. Do stop by more often, though, all right? And don't forget to apologize to your parents. They've been worried sick.
Worried? Maybe, but not for me. Just worried for their precious public image.
He passed over a handful of golden coins and Aaron left down a corridor.
There, 3 rooms for a week.
Sign. I don't know what to say. I can't thank you enough.
Yeah, well, what can I say? I'm a nice guy. Anyway, it's about time I head off. It's been fun.
All right, goodbye. I'll never see you again.
Sign.
I'm sorry.
With a passing nod to Fawn, he left the inn and disappeared.
So, back to just the 3 of us, huh?
It looks like it.
Excuse me, I've prepared your rooms. If you follow me, I can show you to them.
Oh, thank you.
The woman, who had short, dark hair, led us up a set of stairs and down a corridor. Everything was clean and polished, beautifully taken care of.
Your Sign's friends? I'm glad. I was beginning to think he didn't have any.
Well,
Sign not having friends? How could that be true? He's probably the most charismatic guy I've ever met.
He definitely has a way with his words, but he always distances himself from people. Sure, he knows a lot of them, but he never lets any of them in too close. He'll just dump them and run away. He's afraid of getting hurt.
that was surprising to hear.
Do you know each other well?
Not so much anymore. When we were teenagers, we'd hang out most days. Now, I barely see him once a month.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You don't have to be. Everyone grows up, and with newfound responsibilities comes less time for wasting away hours with friends.
No.
Still, I worry about him. How unprofessional of me. I never asked your names.
I'm Rain, and that's FAWN and Leos. We've just come here from Oxibor. It was a grueling few days of travel.
I hope you'll find your time here relaxing then. These are your rooms, side by side, and here's a key for each of you. In the lobby, you'll find another doorway that leads to the baths. You can use it whenever you want, free of charge. I'll leave you for the night, but feel free to come get me if you need anything.
She left back down the hall and was quickly out of sight.
She seen Night?
With a slam of his door, Fawn disappeared into his room.
Well, he doesn't seem too happy.
How could he be? It wasn't his fault, but he must be finding it hard to forgive himself.
I feel for the kid. He's got it rough.
My hand hesitated on the doorknob.
You tired? I mean, obviously you are, but if you're up for it, we could go have a look around the general area, or...
Ooh. I should say no, right? I should say no. I'm sorry. I mean, there's nothing stopping me. But I think I should say no. In all honesty, I was completely exhausted. Even though half of me wanted to go with Leos, my want for a proper bed outweighed it.
Actually, I'm pretty tired, so...
Got it. Could probably use the rest myself. I forget I asked.
I'm so sorry, no. He entered his room and closed the door behind him. I decided to do the same. Oh, that makes me so sad. The room was spacious, with most of it being taken up by the huge bed that sat against the back wall. It looked unbelievably comfortable, with pillows piled upon pillows. It was very expensive looking. I just hoped it wouldn't affect Sign's finances too much. Sign. I opened up the large window that looked over the street below. People still walked to and fro, busy doing something or another. Sign, I'm sorry it ended up this way. He looked dejected, miserable, not only from what happened with Fawn, but from Leos's words, too. I didn't even get the chance to say goodbye properly. I sighed aloud, leaning out of the window. The air was still cold and icy, but it helped to clear my mind. Soren, too. He was taken by Ilrin and Varys, but to where? All I have is a name. Zarin. What will they do to him? Ilrin told me they'd find us later, but how? I don't even know where we're staying. Patience is hard when lives are on the line. I shut the window, undressed, and found my way into the bed. The pillows were plump and the blankets warm and inviting, while the cold from earlier left my system, and I drifted off to sleep.
Rain.
Yippee!
Rain. Can you hear me?
I can.
Is my voice reaching you?
It is.
Huh?
I opened my eyes to a blinding white light.
Who's there?
Rain. I'm so thankful you can hear me. He's nearly upon you. There's nothing more you can do. Keep your friends close.
And your enemies closer. That voice, it's back. I can hear her whole sentences for the first time.
Be careful. No one can escape him. Hurt you. Take.
Wait, don't go! What are you trying to tell me?
I can't stay. Find you.
Hell yeah. In a flash, the light around me was consumed by darkness, and the voice echoed until it finally stopped. I could feel myself falling until...
Ugh! No, 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 don't go! Not yet!
I closed my eyes, desperately trying to force myself back to sleep, but it was no good. She was gone. I remembered it all. It felt like she could hear me, too. Varys told me I wasn't imagining it, which means she must have been warning me. Someone or something is nearly here, and I can't avoid a confrontation. There's no running. I've gotten myself involved in a plot much bigger than me, much bigger than any of us.